Ladies and gentlemen, the American cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Well, we all know what the number one story is. It's the Trump assassination attempt. And I've got a lot of subcategories to talk about the assassination attempt, and that's where I'm going to focus on is all the subcategories I'm going to cover. First, Trump's interview. Trump's post-assassination attempt interview, he talked about it's either luck or God that saved him. And just like I was thinking, and everybody else was thinking, how close he came to having his head exploded on national television. I mean, and how that would have changed everything is just truly, truly amazing. He also says he's going to do a different type of RNC speech. Just did a Facebook Live on this. I hope he's doesn't go too far, because he tried this after he got elected in 2016, and it didn't do him any good. These are rattlesnakes. These are reptiles on the other side. He can reach out with the olive branch, but I'm telling you, it doesn't work. Now, it might work with average Jane and Joe's Americans, but not with the political gangsters. Corey Caparati is the retired firefighter who lost his life taking a bullet. By the way, I got a prediction. I predict Trump goes to his funeral. The GoFundMe page was now at $2.4 million raised. So obviously his family's going to be taken care of financially. Eyewitness. You know, this is the most extraordinary thing where you have an eyewitness who's saying they were yelling about this shooter getting up on the roof. Apparently, there's a story out there that a police officer confronted the guy and he pointed his gun at him, so the cop let him go. What? You pointed a gun at the cop? Why didn't the cop shoot the guy? I mean, I started thinking about that cop that didn't go in that Florida school that day, or the cops that didn't go into that school down in Texas. Thomas Crooks. Well, apparently it wasn't a good enough shot to make his rifle team, but folks, that wasn't a bad shot that he had. He missed. He got the president's ear, but it sounds like to me he had to beat on him. But this guy apparently contributed to a woke organization. He was a registered Republican, doesn't mean anything. 20 years old. And not only that, they have found bombing stuff. It'll be interesting to see what else unfolds. Now, the Secret Service. I did a Facebook Live about this. You cannot explain or justify how that guy, Crooks, gets on that roof that close to the president, line of sight. It makes no sense. And the thing that really blows me away is he's up on the roof and they don't do anything, but then they shoot him right away. So, I mean, it's like, well, did you know he was there? If you knew he was there, what did you do? I heard a story, maybe it's a rumor, stuff flies around, that he wasn't given authorization to shoot the guy. What? If that's true. But it is just insanity. The whole thing makes no sense. And you wonder why there's conspiracy theorists? It's hard to believe that you can't think something else is up, that it would allow that guy to be on that roof, take a shot at president. Freedom Fest, want to promote it. Freedom Fest is still on. And I was blown away by even my friends that were wimpy say, well, what about security? Are you kidding me? I said, you don't know MAGA very well. Look what Trump said, fight, fight, fight. That iconic photo that we now have. World leaders are all weighing in. It's all for Trump. Republican convention starts tonight. Trump's apparently going to rewrite his speech, but the Republican convention is going to go on for 4 days in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You can't make it up. Wisconsin and Milwaukee is where TR got a bullet in the chest, saved by his speech, and he delivered his speech for about an hour as a candidate for the Bull Moose Party in 1912. Joe Biden gave an address at the Oval Office talking about unity. He had no other move but to say unity after last week calling for a bullseye on Donald Trump. The election is over. What's really wild about this is there will now be no more calls for Biden to drop out, because anybody with a lick of sense now knows that Donald Trump surviving an assassination attempt makes him a martyr, and it seals the deal. And there is absolutely no question that Donald Trump is going to win this thing, barring something really, really crazy. So the good news is for Joe Biden is they're going to just let him go now. So that noise all stops. Elon Musk came out and supported Donald Trump, apparently made a big donation. So did Bill Ackman. But you know what cracks me up? These people, yeah, it's easy to endorse Donald Trump, and I like Musk, but it's easy to endorse Donald Trump now when you know he's going to win. Of course, I know Trump's like, bring it all on. We want everybody. And again, they found bomb materials. It'll be interesting to see what his plans were. And Meta apparently said, no more restrictions on Trump's account. Really? We'll see about that. And guess what? The Biden administration, oh, that's so awful, that's so awful, that's so awful. Maybe when Trump gets reelected, we can go back to the America that we once were before all this woke, crazy crap. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Do not be an unctuous, unwashed strumpet. Your Shakespeare insult of the day. Be an oracle. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jerry Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Let's talk some more about Steve Riley. All right, this incident that happened, I think, back on June 22nd at the Montgomery Ribs place, you can't make this up. Steve Riley is married to Simon Lee's daughter, Julie. He was driving Simon Lee's Escalade. They're bumped into these cars. Steve Riley's son, Simon Lee's grandson, Carter, did the punching on these two elderly folks. I want to know how in the hell there have not been criminal charges and arrests by the police department, the sheriff's department, the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office against Carter Riley. How do you explain that? I've been told that Simon Lee's has got like, you can't say anything about Simon Lee's. Oh, you mean the self-righteous anti-porn guy? You know? Double state. Don't you love when people who are like that act like they're above the freaking law after being the law for so long? The sheriff, the prosecutor. It's unbelievable. It is truly unbelievable. I'm going to beat it like a drum. By the way, City Beat, thank you, City Beat, gave me credit for breaking the story. The Inquirer and Channel 9, everybody finally mentioned. You can't make this up. Are you ready for this? You can't make this up. Channel 9 says they didn't name Carter Riley because no criminal charges have been filed. When is that the freaking standard in news? There's no criminal charges filed, so we're not going to name his name. It's bullshit. And you know what's great about it? They all covered me in my little silly, dumb charges, menacing, when I didn't touch anybody. This guy punched two old people. Two old people. By the way, Youkilis, the Boston Red Sox, who's got Cincinnati roots, was there after the fact, and he was appalled by it. And guess what? Steve Riley didn't do anything to help the couple. You know? It was unbelievable. Come on, WCPO. Come on. Come on. What you going to do? I'm your worst freaking nightmare. I've warned you. By the way, these same news agencies can't cover the blockbuster stories that come out of the Durrani litigation day after day after day that I send them. But this one, that's how they cover it. The news is corrupt as hell, from local to national. You know it, and I know it. Steve Riley, I didn't hear any gesture of support from you to me. I didn't see that. I'm your worst nightmare, Stevie. Or as WLW radio celebrities or personalities used to call you, the Chin. The Chin. By the way, getting obliterated on social media. He had to take down his social media. Hey, Steve Riley, when I've been assailed by people like the DeMar Hamlin crap, I stood in there, buddy. You're obviously a wimpy jackwagon, Mr. Chin. How much do they pay you, Steve Riley? Overpaid to deliver the weather that we get you on the phone. $500,000? I heard it's $500,000. This guy gets paid $500,000 to tell us what we got on our freaking phone. Unbelievable. At the number 4 station. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Steve Riley is an unctuous, unwashed strumpet. Let's go on to Freedom Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, Freedom Fest is on. I got a new graphic put together. We're going to spread the word, get it out there. Let's make Freedom Fest. In light of the assassination attempt, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't want to come to this event with Don Jr.? And who knows? The president might show up. You never know. The president's schedule is always in flux. All right, Kentucky Outlaw. Roger Kaufman, I got to give him all the credit in the world, put together when I say cheap, low production value, I mean, we didn't go out and shoot new footage, but he put together an incredible video. Everybody loves it, for Kentucky Outlaw, a song that I did the lyrics for. Mark Aulick did the music for. Steve Kitchen was the lead singer. It's a great, great song. I'm trying to get the Kid Rock. Check out the video. Make that a clip, too. All right, Luke Bryan gave a shout-out in Cincinnati this weekend at his concert for Donald Trump after the assassination. Hankinson's legal team, by the way, I want to tell you something. What I heard why the police were at Breonna Taylor, that house where Breonna Taylor was and got shot and killed, there's no question in my mind these cops were dirty, okay? However, I've heard a lot about Breonna Taylor being the bag woman for drug dealers. Hankinson now wants to get her cell phone records. Be interesting. You see, it's just like I'm the only guy that says Putin sucks and Zelensky sucks. Maybe I'm the only guy that says the cops were crooked, Breonna Taylor was a drug dealer. All right, Lexington Horse Farm. I think it's called the Castle, was going to get divided up and going to become all kinds of retail establishments. Thomas Massey keeps trying to explain his wife's death, and he just doesn't explain it at all. Why did your wife die, Thomas Massey? Was it a heart attack? Was it ALS? Was it cancer? Was it suicide? It's really simple. Why can't you just tell us that? I had a wife die once. The whole world knew. It was cancer. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Hello again, Bulldog Nation. Jamie Spinley here with the latest world news. A Russian Sea-Ho Superjet 100 crashed near Moscow, killing all 3 crew members on board. The plane was on a test flight following repairs and had no passengers on board. An explosion outside a cafe, Mogadishu, in Africa, where customers gathered to watch the Euros 2024 final, killed at least 5 people and injured 20 others, according to the police report. In other news, Poland is considering a proposal from Ukraine to intercept Russian missiles in Ukrainian airspace before they reach the Polish territory. The proposal is part of a defense agreement signed during President Zelensky's visit to Moscow. And Spain defeated England in the Euros 2024 final, extending England's 58-year wait for a major international football trophy. The match was held in Berlin, Germany, and Argentina beat Colombia 1-0 in the Copa American final. That's all I have for today. I will be back tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. Well, guess what? The Reds won 2 out of 3 of the Marlins, but they lost yesterday 3-2. The game before on Saturday, 6 freaking home runs. It's unbelievable. All-Star game is, I believe, tomorrow night. So there's going to be home run competition tonight. Lots going on. By the way, what a week of news. RNC convention and All-Star game. This is going to be a week. Ella De La Cruz will play for the National League. Reds draft. The Reds took Burns, a number 2 pick, the best pitcher out of the ACC, formerly of Tennessee, now Wake Forest. A lot of people thought they should have taken the slugger from Florida. You know what? I say take pitching. You never know about those bats. All right, FC Cincinnati lost 3-1. Spain 2, England 1. Spindley is behind himself. Did he come in and do a show today? Was he able to bring it himself to do a show after losing 2-1?
He's sad.
Carlo Wessels, where was Germany? Argentina 1, Colombia 0. And Messi apparently went out with an injury. Cam Collier, a Cincinnati Reds player from the minor leagues, was the Futures Game MVP. And Reese Hines, you can't make this up. This guy is batting just under 500 after a week of baseball. I think he's got 4 home runs. It's unbelievable what this guy's doing. The Reds' future is bright. The brass needs to keep this team intact. They need to keep these young players. They can have a very, very special team. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture. Got a great show today. Some sad stuff, though. Kate attended Wimbledon. Kate Middleton, it was wonderful. You know what? Apparently she's got cancer. Rumors it's baby stomach cancer. I don't understand why they don't tell us. But she attended Wimbledon, and she was received wonderfully. Alec Baldwin, all the charges dropped, the manslaughter charges. Why? The prosecution didn't turn over some tapes. Congratulations to Alec Baldwin. Remember, despite we hating his politics, I felt sorry for Alec Baldwin the way this all went down. Rest in peace, Richard Simmons. I think he was only 76 years old, Mr. Fitness. His end of his life was obviously very weird. He was living as a recluse. Apparently there's a biopic coming out that Pauly Shore's going to play. Rest in peace, Dr. Ruth, what's her last name? Westheimer. Dr. Ruth Westheimer. You know what? Old Dr. Ruth, she made it like 98, I think. Or 93. It was crazy. She lived to be an old lady, giving out that sex advice. And rest in peace, Shannon Doherty, famous from Beverly Hills 90210. Yeah, Beverly Hills 920. And you know what? She fought that back, and she had a personality change with her cancer. It's amazing how death and cancer changes you. She kind of was a bitch, but she wasn't a bitch in the end. God bless them all. And Mick Jagger goes to Canada. I know Roger, he went to Las Vegas to watch the Rolling Stones. I've never seen the Stones, I'm sad to say. But in Canada, he made a comment complimenting Trudeau, and he got booed. And he shifted right away, being the entertainer he is, and brought up Canada's soccer team. And everybody cheered. And Brian Wilson apparently has got around-the-clock watch. His dementia is bad. You know what? When he passes away, there are going to be all kinds of tributes. Pet Sounds changed a lot, right, Roger? Pet Sounds is right up there with Sgt. Pepper's, yep. With Sgt. Pepper as the 2 albums that changed the world. According to who? The Beach Boys and the Beatles. The Beatles were blown away by Pet Sounds. In fact, isn't Pet Sounds what made them go to do Sgt. Was the inspiration for Sgt. Pepper? You know, one of my favorite Beach Boys songs that was on that is Sloop John B.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea what it means. Roger, what does that song mean? You're a music man.
It's an old poem about Johnny Crack Corn. It's an island poem.
Island poem.
And Bruce Johnston, when he joined the group, brought that to him.
Yeah, but I love that song. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.